Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. You already know what it is. It's Marshayla Monique. And I had to change the angle a little bit, but I'm here today with a video that is a little bit different. First and foremost, I thought that this was a really good painting that I made, but now looking back at it, it looks very scary. So hate that for me. Anyways, I'm here with a different type of video. So there is this YouTube channel slash podcast that I watch. It's called Two Hot Takes, and they read a bunch of like confessions on Reddit, a bunch of like crazy life stories. They read paranormal stories and like literally unhinged stories, like so much stuff on her channel. And I've recently just become like super addicted to not only the channel but Reddit as well, and I've used it like for my own personal things as well. So it's a Saturday night. It is August 20th. As y'all know, the party girl has died down, but I am going out tomorrow, so like don't get it twisted. But yeah, literally just tucked in the crib on a Saturday night, and I'm like, why not read some confessions and like respond to them or like react to them? So it should be interesting. Tonight I went to Walmart and I went to Target. I got like some what's it called for the candle, some wax melts. I got something to eat. I got this shirt, but it really don't matter what I'm talking about. And we're sipping on a little sip tonight. Y'all know the Simply Lemonade, super bussin'. Yeah, literally tastes lemonade. But still rocking a lock, you feel me? Yeah. I'm glad the lighting changed. It looks a little bit better. Let me take a thumbnail real quick. Anyways, all right, so there are a couple like pages that I'm going to read from. So the one I'm reading from now is Am I the Asshole? So people are just like, am I the asshole for doing this or doing that? So let's see. So this first one, literally from 20, it's raining outside, y'all. Literally from 21 hours ago, it says, am I the asshole for telling my best friend the reason we don't hang out with her a lot anymore? I, 21 female, have a big friend group which consists of people I've met in college and high school. Our friend group loves to go on a weekend and do things like going out to parties, bars, amusement parks, etc. A couple weeks ago, my best friend, 21 female, I'll call her S, announced that she was pregnant and everyone was happy for her. After she announced she was pregnant, we planned on having a small get-together at one of my places. There was alcohol and food and everything was low-key. However, the whole time S was complaining about how she was feeling sick and just being moody. Everyone brushed it off because it didn't seem like a big deal. A few hours later, everyone is either high or just drunk. S didn't seem to be happy towards the end at all. One of my friends was in the kitchen getting a glass of water. She was stumbling a bit and she bumped into S. The water got on her and S just lost her shit, talking about how everyone was being disrespectful to get drunk around her, knowing she can't have any, for not recognizing her pregnancy and not celebrating her more, etc. That basically killed the whole mood, and soon everyone left. So I'm gonna stop right here. So the sad part about sometimes when like your friends get pregnant, or like your sister get pregnant, or someone that you're close to just like gets pregnant, unfortunately, like at least while they're pregnant and a little bit while they become a parent, they're gonna change and the friendship is gonna change. Like I have a friend who has 3 kids. Actually, she has 3 daughters, Bella, Riley, and Mila. And like honestly, that was my best friend in high school, but like we don't get to hang out too much because it's like she has kids, you know what I mean? Like so her whole lifestyle changes, and I feel like if you're not ready for that, then like yeah, like it's inevitable. Like your friendship is going to change. They're not going to want to get drunk all the time. They're not going to want to smoke. Like obviously they're carrying a child, but we should still try to hang out with them and start doing stuff that like pregnant people could do. So let's finish this. The next weekend rolled around and we decided to go to a bar. Again, everything was going smoothly, but S was moody and just wasn't feeling well. I asked her why she came and she wasn't feeling well. She exploded again, going on a rant that pregnant women can still have fun and should be able to get out the house. I just stood there looking at her, not knowing what to say. Everyone's attention turned to us for the rest of the night was awkward. A lot of us left way earlier than usual. The next weekend, no one in the group chat mentioned going out. One of the people who usually organize the outings messaged me saying we were going to go out to this new bowling alley. I heard a lot about it and I'm like, yeah, I'm down. I get to the bowling alley and we have an amazing time. Everyone was laughing, bowling, and talking. The bowling alley had amazing nachos. The person who planned the bowling alley trip pulled me aside and said that they had agreed to not invite us because of how she is currently and she ruins the vibe. I understand why she did it and I just nodded and said okay. So we took a couple pictures and posted them on Instagram. That's where y'all messed up at. S sees them and after she texted me saying she didn't know we were going to the bowling alley, I panicked and said I didn't notice you weren't there and why didn't you come? I didn't notice you weren't there. Joe. She knew I was lying. She kept asking why I wasn't invited. I explained what I was told and she got mad and asked why I didn't invite her and that I shouldn't have gone if she wasn't there. Why? At that point, I was over and I said I understand why I didn't invite her and she was ruining the mood lately. Her sisters are calling me an asshole for not being more considerate towards her hormones. Am I the asshole? Edit. Sorry for the lack of details. There were too many characters in the original draft. So, I don't think she's the asshole. Now, is she an asshole because like she went along with it and didn't invite her, or like is she the asshole because like she feels like is she? I don't think that anyone is an asshole in this. Now I will say, like they stated, like when you get pregnant, like you're gonna, like your life is gonna change. Like you're not gonna want to go drinking and going out and stuff like that, and also like your hormones are really high, so you might have a funky attitude. But I think instead what they should have did is maybe like sent her a message or like all linked up and like talked about like, hey, like I know you're like pregnant and all and like we want to be there for you, but like it's just been really difficult being around you because like you kind of kill the vibe, and it's like we still want to hang out with you, you still want to do this and that, but like if we're gonna invite you over and we're drinking and stuff, like we don't want you to complain. And then maybe from there S could have understood like, yeah, like I know, like it's just tough for me, da 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 da, and then you can move on. But instead them being sneaky and going behind her back and not only not inviting her but posting on Instagram, like okay, y'all are assholes for that. I'll say that, because if I was like S and I got on Instagram and I seen all my friends post something like I wasn't in it, I'd be like, y'all are on weird shit. So I respect that. So are you the asshole? A little bit. Next one is, am I the asshole for posting a 1-star review for a small business I didn't actually use? What? All right, let me read this because what did you talk about? Let's get into it. This one says, hey Reddit, y'all were super helpful last time I posted, so I figured I'd give it another go. Unfortunately, I am stuck in another situation where I may be the asshole. I, 28 male, live in a very small town. 28 male, live in a very small rural town. We're like less than 5,000 people, but it is adjacent to a college town. Given the size, most of the businesses around here are small and locally owned. Reviews go a long way, as none of these places have a standing reputation of a franchise, so people take reviews heavily into consideration. Okay, so them leaving this wrong review was obviously detrimental to the business because it is a small town, so I'll make sure I keep that in mind. I've heard good things about a hair salon in town. We'll call it hair salon, and I needed a basic cut, so I figured I'd try this place out. I'm not picky about my haircuts. On my off days of work, my availability is completely open, and I don't request a certain stylist. I will work with anyone available. So okay, I called hair salon and a stylist answered. She was very sweet, and when I asked if they had any appointments available Saturday, she said the stylist who works Saturdays wasn't there that day, so I should call back when she is there to make an appointment and see what she has available. So it is clear this So it is clear this place doesn't actually have an administrative assistant or a scheduling system, but rather the stylists know their own schedule and book independently. Okay, fine. I wouldn't really be bothered by that. I also don't get my hair done, but like I wouldn't be bothered by this. I called back the next day and got sent a voicemail. I gave it a couple weeks and called back yesterday saying I could come in literally any day or time for the rest of the week. I have some PTO I'm using up. The woman who answered the phone today basically gave me the same answer as the first time I called, but this time she took my name and said the stylist wasn't available and will call me back later. Spoiler, she never called me back. Okay, I'd be sick. All right. So today I left a 1-star review on Google explaining that while I wished I had the opportunity to use the salon, I was never able to make an appointment, and explain the situation. My reasoning is that businesses should want new customers, so making an appointment should be the easiest part of the whole process. While I'd rather support small businesses, the reality is I could go log on to Great Clips website today and book a same-day appointment instantly, and hair salon is making it impossible for me to use them. The owner responded to my review very upset and argued that day that I asked for a Saturday and they only have one stylist on Saturdays. One of the stylists is on vacation, blah, 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 blah. I just feel this whole situation could have been avoided if they had a schedule or a scheduling system. And I felt like constructive criticism could greatly improve the business. Now I'm feeling bad, especially since the business, surprisingly, all had 5-star reviews except for mine. Am I the asshole? I wouldn't call you an asshole. I'd probably call you a weirdo, but like I understand your frustration. So like maybe on the salon's side, maybe they could have been like, when you initially called, it could have been like, hey, like just a heads up, for our Saturdays we only do have one stylist, so just like be wary of that you might not be able to get a haircut on Saturday easily. So how about you choose another day instead of saying, oh, she's not here, we'll tell her to call you back. And like now when the manager sees your review on Google, they're like, oh, actually, and explain it all, when y'all could have just did that initially. On your standpoint, like you didn't, like, how about just like not, I mean, on your standpoint, I'll say what you could have done is maybe initiated that, like, hey, like, is there something like with scheduling on Saturdays and maybe can I get another day? Like I understand like you have some PTO, wanted to use it, but why didn't you pick like maybe another day or something? Like if you really wanted to go to this place and like support a small business, maybe you could have tried to like work around their schedule. But I also understand that they were telling you like, hey, we'll tell her to call you back. So I understand both standpoints, but I'm not gonna call you an asshole, I'll call you a weirdo. Okay, this one says, am I the asshole for admitting I lied to my girlfriend? Okay. I'm 18, my girlfriend Peyton is 19. We've dated for about 2 years now. I don't want this to come off like I'm bad mouthing her, but I've learned, and I've learned it early on, that if Peyton isn't happy, nobody is. And the day, night, or date, whatever it may be, is toast. Okay, I'm gonna hear him out. I'm gonna obviously read the story, but like I'm already not liking Peyton. I don't like those type of people who like where if they're having a bad day, the whole world has to have a bad day. I've dated a person like that, and it was like I couldn't even come and have like good moments with that person, because if they had an attitude, like whatever I had going on did not matter, period. I remember once we were hanging out on a Friday night, and this was like 5 months into dating. She was all excited about this butterfly tattoo she was going to get when she was 18. I said I thought it looked kind of goofy, and she said I was restricting her freedom and didn't speak to me for a week. After enough bad times, we'll call them, that ended her pouting, giving me the silent treatment, ignoring text calls, etc. I decided it was easier to tell her what will keep her happy. Whatever. So I started just going along with everything, going with the flow. Yes, dear, sounds great all the time. A few nights ago, we were with these friends of ours, and God knows why we were playing this have you ever game, and someone was like, have you ever lied to the person you're dating? She said no. I said yes. She obviously gave me the what the fuck stare, and I tried to clarify my lying to her isn't like I'm telling you that I'm at the gym but I'm really with another girl. Mine are little lies, so everything stays smooth sailing and she doesn't get angry with me. She said that I'm the asshole. Am I the asshole? you're not an asshole, but I will say, like, how about you just like be honest with her about your feelings. What do y'all think? Is he an asshole for lying? I feel like there's big lies and there's little lies, but like, how about you just like avoid all of that and like just tell her that like you kill my vibe sometimes. Like, lying is just like doing too much for you. So yeah, we're not an asshole. You just need to tell her the truth, and maybe you really don't like the girl. Okay, so this confession is literally from 13 hours ago. The title says, I spent my little sister's 16th birthday money today on things I didn't need. This is messed up, I ain't gonna lie. This is messed up because this happened to me before. Okay, I wrote a ginormous post venting about my frustrations at myself for doing this, but I've gone and taken money out of my future savings account so that I can give it to her tomorrow. What's the point of venting on Reddit? Venting to Reddit when the solution is right there. I feel like a failure. I know other siblings have done worse, but I've been the thorn in her side for most of her life, and I'm sick of the guilt I felt all these years just to act like this again. I'm effing pathetic. I'm an adult. I hope all of the little siblings out there know that they are precious and didn't deserve to feel in second place. I'm so sorry. I'm taking steps towards being a better person. We went out. I gave her $100 and I told her what I did. She began buying strawberries with the money. I also gave her some of my more girly clothes and she seemed more excited for that somehow. Thanks for all the comments. I needed to be humble. I guess this is like a response to like the original post, but like stealing money from your 6-year-old sibling is like really foul. So this one says, I chase kids around with a long chef knife on Halloween when I was 14. My friend and I were dressed identical in the same outfit and mask that completely covered our faces. The costumes were very creepy and well done, so we started spooking people out with them. A group of boys a little younger than us were very interactive and we wanted to scare them. I thought it would be a good idea to go home and grab the largest kitchen knife accessible and chase them outside with it. We ran at them with it down near the train tracks and finally let up when we got tired. I think about this and how lucky I am I didn't get detained or worse, injured someone bad. Why would you do that? Why? Get one of those plastic knives or something. You went to your kitchen and got the longest butcher knife in the kitchen? Why would you do that? And like, those kids were probably so scared and probably still traumatized to this day. That's probably a story that they like tell, or like a fun fact they tell. Oh yeah, fun fact, back in like 2006, this kid like chased me around with a butcher knife and like chased me down by the train. Like, what? Some people say Halloween way too serious. It just sparked like thoughts in my head about like Halloween, and like the neighborhood that I lived in was like suburban, so like they went all out for Halloween. Like there was this one house that was probably like a block away from me where like the dad, I think, would dress up as like Freddy Krueger and like stand outside and like chase kids around, but like it wasn't like a real butcher, like anything real. Like, I mean, granted it was scary because he would run out in the fall and you know I'm getting low, but like that just reminded me of Halloween. That's funny. Okay, so this other confession says, I couldn't hold it and someone else got blamed for it. So 20 years or so ago, I was traveling with a girl, we'll call her Sasha. I met at a festival and we decided to stop and spend a few nights with a friend of hers. 20 years ago is a long time. Her friend lived in a fancy walk-up in Manhattan. We settled in and started watching a movie. Sasha asked me to go back to the van and get a few things. I grabbed the keys for the front door and the keys for the van and left the apartment. The van was parked about 2 blocks away. On my way back from the van, I started to feel a gurgling in my stomach. What? I know. What? Okay. Within about 30 seconds, it was getting bad enough that I had to find a place to go to the bathroom ASAP. I made it to just get into the lobby of the building and couldn't hold it any longer. I pulled my pants down and pooped right there in front of the elevator. I looked around and nobody saw me, so I used some newspaper on the table to wipe myself and threw the paper behind a potted plant. What? I then hurried back up to the apartment as if nothing had happened. Yo. About an hour later, so there was a knock on the door. The managers told us that a homeless person must have gotten inside somehow and went to the washroom in the lobby. Sasha asked me if I remembered to lock the front door of the building when I came in. I told her I wasn't sure. Then I was scolded for potentially letting somebody use the lobby to go to the bathroom. This is the first time I've told anybody. Yo, what? Because, like, look, I'm a person with stomach problems, but y'all, never, bro. I'ma make it. Sheesh. She said, yo, you let people into the building? Like, what's going on? Like, somebody, whole time, this person pooped, and they blamed on somebody homeless. Damn, the homeless got enough going on. When in doubt, blame somebody homeless, I guess. Damn, that's funny. Okay, so this one is another confession. It says, I change price tags when I'm shopping for clothes. Hey, I respect it. When I, 25 female, was in high school, I used to have a habit of buying clothes and returning them after wearing them a few times. We didn't have much money growing up, but my parents tried their best, and I wanted to fit it in school because all of the other kids had great style and I was stuck with the same old 3 outfits. So with my allowance, I would go and buy really nice clothes, very expensive clothes, and just change the price tags with another shirt. The cashier would never notice, and I would walk away with an $80 shirt, only paying like $15. Till this day, I don't do it, but I can't help but want to. I don't feel too guilty because I find it ridiculous that a regular stupid shirt will literally cost $100 for no reason. Is this considered stealing? Should I feel bad for this? I mean, you can just keep it as like a memory. I mean, if you're in a different position in life, I would say don't do that. But like, if you were struggling back then, like, get it how you live it, truly. I never used to like steal clothes and stuff, but a lot of my friends would steal and I just couldn't get with it. I was too scared, child. I did used to steal from Walmart, though. I ain't even doing that. Okay. This will be the last one because the title of it really just intrigued me. And I'm kind of getting Joe from you. It says, I follow people around and go home to write down detailed notes. Why would you do that? The explanation is as the title details. I live in a large city with a guardian. As such, it is very rare for me to be supervised when going out into the city itself. Due to school and financial issues, the only time for me to really indulge in hobbies is on the weekends. I dress in appropriate clothing and go out into the city. When I say appropriate clothing, I mean the place where I live is quite cold for most of the year, so most people wear large coats and the like while going out. I don't know what that means. My height is slightly less than average, but noticeably so, and the clothing that I wear is picked for its distinctive plainness and suitability in fitting in. When out in the city, I generally wander for an hour or so before selecting whoever it is and I wish to follow on that particular day. It could be a single individual or a couple or even a large group. Once selected, they are followed for any period of time. Unless they happen to catch some sort of transport or wander into an isolated location, I can follow them for up to 2 hours at a time. After the exercise is concluded, I go home and immediately write down everything I know about these people, such as their location, the clothes they had on, and if they're a group, how many groups exist inside of the larger group. I choose to handwrite this out of some sort of romanticism. The information is put away and I don't look at it much unless I want to edit or add something I've thought of during the week. I don't think this is honestly really bad since I'm not hurting anyone, nor am I damaging any relationships of mine by obsessing over this. I've not done it for like 2 months though, so I think it's getting better. Someone commented and said it might help solve a crime one day. JK, it seems a little bit odd, but I would suggest going to therapy because it might progress further into something more harmful. which is what I'm thinking. A lot of people are calling this person Joe from You. A lot of people are saying see a therapist. Someone said, I think there's no ill intent behind this. It's harmless, just an odd hobby. LOL. I would still talk to a therapist though. Someone said, I don't think it's unusual. It's actually something I do. Yeah, seek help. That's so creepy. Imagine like someone like following you. Like, you could really scare people and get yourself in trouble. Like, what if someone sees you following them and they call the police and think they're going to get killed? Like, you can't do that, or you're gonna follow the wrong person and get bucked. Don't do that. Right, but my camera is about to die. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. This is how my Saturday is going to go. I'm gonna hop back on Reddit and read some more stories. I might edit this video, I don't know, but Reddit has really been my safe place, and Reddit is freaking hilarious. So let me know down below if y'all watch Reddit. Let me know which of these confessions or am I an asshole stories you like the most, and if you want me to continue doing these, let me know. Or I can make a subreddit, I think it's called, or like a post for y'all to comment under, or I could answer some of y'all anonymous confessions. I'll make like a Google Doc so like no one knows, but we'll get into that later. So you already know what it is, you already know what it ain't, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.